Welcome to the story of the RMS Titanic, the largest and most luxurious ocean liner in the world. But despite its reputation as unsinkable, the Titanic met a tragic end on its maiden voyage in 1912. In this video, we'll explore the 6 big mistakes that sank the Titanic. The first mistake was excessive speed. The Titanic was traveling at a speed of over 22 knots in an area known to have icebergs. This excessive speed meant that the ship had less time to react to the presence of the iceberg. The Titanic received several warnings of icebergs in the area, but the crew did not reduce speed. The ship's lookouts did not have access to binoculars, which would have helped them spot the iceberg earlier. The Titanic's speed was too high for the conditions, and the crew should have taken more precautions. The second mistake was insufficient lifeboats. The Titanic only had enough lifeboats to accommodate about half of the passengers and crew on board. The Titanic had a total of 20 lifeboats, which had accommodated around 1,178 people. However, there were over 2,200 people on board the ship. The crew did not have enough time to launch all the lifeboats, and many people were left stranded on the sinking ship. The third mistake was lack of communication. There were several warnings of icebergs in the area, but these warnings were not communicated effectively to the bridge crew. The Titanic received several iceberg warnings from other ships in the area, but these warnings were not passed on to the bridge crew. The crew did not have a centralized system for receiving and disseminating information. This lack of communication meant that the crew was not prepared for the emergency. The fourth mistake was design flaws. The Titanic's hull was not designed to withstand the damage caused by the iceberg. The Titanic's hull was divided into 16 watertight compartments, but these compartments were not fully watertight. The ship's flat bottom and high center of gravity made it prone to capsizing. The Titanic's stern was not designed to stay afloat in the event of a disaster. The fifth mistake was human error. The crew of the Titanic made several critical errors, including the failure to properly use the ship's watertight doors and the failure to launch the lifeboats in a timely manner. The crew did not close the watertight doors quickly enough, which allowed water to flood into the ship's compartments. The crew did not launch the lifeboats quickly enough, which meant that many people were left stranded on the sinking ship. The sixth and final mistake was hubris and complacency. The Titanic was considered unsinkable, and this attitude of invincibility led to a lack of preparedness and a failure to take necessary precautions. The Titanic's builders and owners claimed that the ship was practically unsinkable. The crew and passengers were complacent and did not take the necessary precautions. This lack of preparedness and complacency meant that the crew was not ready for the emergency. In conclusion, the sinking of the Titanic was a tragic event that was caused by a combination of human error, design flaws, and hubris. We can learn valuable lessons from this disaster, and we must always remember the importance of safety, preparedness, and humility.